Hey, what's up guys? I'm Apache King and welcome back to another video. Today I got some more Infinite Warfare news, and today I'm going to be talking about, for this whole video, the campaign. So basically that includes the thing called Jackal, about loading screens, and there's some warship information. So let's first start off with the Jackal. So in a new interview with IGN, Infinity Ward's design director Jacob Minkoff, I think it's Minkoff or Minkoff, has revealed some new details about the dynamics of space gameplay in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. In the campaign mode, players will be able to fly their own personal space combat ready jet called the Jackal, or yeah, I think it's Jackal or Jackal. Minkoff has revealed that players will be able to customize and upgrade the jet throughout the campaign. So that's quite cool. And I'll put an image on the screen as well. It looks quite interesting actually. I mean, it's something new, so it might be quite cool. There's also a quote, and it says, "It's kind of the Top Gun fantasy," he explained. "Nothing that it's your fighter that you get to upgrade and customize. You get to walk along the flight deck and have the flight crew preparing it for you and saluting you, and you get into it and you fly out into these crazy missions that you chose to go to." Minkoff reveals that the Jackal can transform between atmospheric flight mode and zero-G flight mode for when you have to dogfight in the vacuum of space. This sounds actually really interesting, so there's me first not being too optimistic about Infinite Warfare. This actually sounds really interesting and might be quite fun. If it's done well, then it should be quite cool. New thing, which is nice. Now let's talk about loading screens, and that is that apparently there won't be any. So Infinity Ward has revealed that Infinite Warfare's campaign will feature a seamless transition feature that allows players to move from on-the-ground missions to space combat and back with few or no loading screens. Now, if this is true, which I'm assuming it is, that's pretty amazing if you think about it, because normally you have to have the console or whatever you're playing on load a certain area all into the RAM, whereas it can do it seamlessly. I'm not sure how, like, surely there would be some lag or something, where, unless, I'm thinking maybe the graphics aren't that good and they can actually fit all of that into the RAM. I'm not quite sure. I mean, they do have on these consoles 7 gigs to play with, so maybe that is enough to put a whole space map and an Earth map or whatever into the RAM. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. There's also a quote, and it says, "Many parts of the campaign, from boots on the ground to piloting a jet fighter to zero-G and space combat, will occur as a near seamless action-packed experience with few visible loading screens, and delivers with the signature blockbuster franchise moments that fans love." So from the sounds of that, it kind of sounds like it's going to be similar to GTA. I mean, you do have this long loading screen when you first start up GTA, but of course that's not the whole map, because it wouldn't be possible, fitting 60 gigs or whatever all into a 7 GB RAM. It's just impossible. So, and what GTA does is when you get close to a certain area that hasn't been loaded yet, it loads it, and then as you're moving along, you get closer to the edge of what it's actually loaded, it loads the rest, and then gradually puts in bit by bit more into the RAM. So I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it. But if you're flying a jet and you're going really, really quick, I'm not sure whether these consoles or even PC can even keep up. But, I mean, it can keep up with GTA, so maybe it can. So in a follow-up interview with IGN, Jacob Minkoff, Infinity Ward's design director, stated that these new transitions provide for a completely holistic experience for the players. Specifically, he said, you can boots on ground, fighting through the streets of a city on Earth, call down your Jackal get into it, fly up through the atmosphere, engage in a dogfight over the orbit of Earth, finish that dogfight, land on the deck of the carrier, get into the carrier, go up to the bridge, and order your ship to go to the next mission, and all of it happens seamlessly with no loading screens. So that's pretty amazing, to be honest. If it is as seamless as they say and they're not just saying that, then that is pretty amazing. And finally, I'm going to be talking about this thing called Retribution, which is basically it's kind of like the safe house from Black Ops 3, where you go and you sort out and get ready for the next mission. It's similar to that. So it says this warship is described as the player's home and will be a key part of the entire game's campaign mode, and it will serve as the home for the player's crew. In addition, the description states that the Retribution will be a key character throughout the campaign, and players will rely and be responsible for it as the campaign progresses. So yeah, it sounds just like the safe house from Black Ops 3. And since they said warship, kind of reminds me of that. I can't remember what it was called from Splinter Cell Blacklist. Some of you may have played that, and Paladin. That was it. It was the Paladin from Blacklist. So it sounds kind of similar to that, where you get ready for the missions and you can talk to your crew, get all your gear ready and that. So it sounds quite cool. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to be talking again about the campaign and some more features of, just some information on campaign again. So yeah, so if you're interested in more campaign news, stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content just like this, and I'll see you in the next video.